Prime Minister, take care.
I was honored by the late Emperor's 3 visits. Yet, in my entire life, I never reached Basester. I have failed the late Emperor. Your talent surpasses Coleman's tenfold. You will surely secure the nation and accomplish great deeds. But now, my life is nearing its end. I can no longer lead troops into battle against the traitors. Oh, vast heavens! Why have you been so unkind to me?
Prime Minister, take care.
Prime Minister, take care.
A monster.
What kind of ghost dares to enter my West Kingfolk camp?
Where is this? Wait a moment. Their armor. Their banners. I've traveled back in time. Finally, it's my turn.
Stop right there.
You.
A 4-wheeled chair. A vermilion bird feather fan. The Prime Minister's robe. Could it be that you are the Prime Minister? Could it be that I've traveled back to the time when Xaun passed away at Winding Dragon Mountain? Ah, the heavens have eyes. With me here, how could West Kingfolk not rise? Even the Prime Minister might not perish.
You.
Hey. Oh no.
Quickly, help the Prime Minister into the main tent. Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister is ill. Perhaps some antibiotics could help. I have medicine.
Stop right there. Who are you? How dare you recklessly intrude upon the Prime Minister's tent?
Let me through. I have a miraculous remedy that can bring the Prime Minister back to life and extend his days.
Everyone knows. The Prime Minister's illness is beyond even divine intervention. You madman, stop spouting nonsense.
The Prime Minister's illness. Even if Huatua were alive again, he couldn't save him. What use could a scoundrel like you possibly have?
It's not me. I can truly save him. If we wait any longer, it will be too late.
Still daring to talk nonsense? Someone, drag him out and execute him.
General Ardent, wait. Although this man is peculiar. We are indeed at our wits' end right now. Why not let him try? If he fails, it won't be too late to kill him then.
Amoxicillin, don't let me down.
Turns out you're just a deceitful fraud. I'll chop you down myself.
Wait. Look at the Chancellor's fingers. Prime Minister.
Prime Minister.
Aryan Wei, do not act presumptuously. I greet you. I am Xaun Kong.
With the Prime Minister's recovery, West Kingfolk is saved.
Thank you for bestowing the medicine. It allowed me to survive. May I ask for your esteemed name?
My name is Conrad Lin, and I have come specifically to assist the Prime Minister in the Northern Expedition. Fortunately, I made it just in time. With me here, the Prime Minister's Northern Expedition will be a breeze.
Arrogant. Currently, our West Kingfolk army is running out of provisions. How can we proceed with the Northern Expedition?
With me here, destiny lies within West Kingfolk. Prime Minister, from Shuda to Basester, it took you a lifetime. But I only need 1 month to help you enter Basester.
Do you truly have a good plan?
A treacherous scoundrel spouting nonsense. How dare you boast wildly in front of the Prime Minister?
Natalie Guan, you're pointing your blade at me again. One day, I'll kill you with a spear.
Shameless scoundrel. How utterly disgraceful.
Enter Baster in 1 month, such arrogance. Let me ask you this. Do we have enough food to last a month?
We only have 10 days worth of provisions. After 10 days, unless we slaughter the horses for food, we will have no choice but to retreat.
In that case, retreating is the only option.
Retreat is not an option. Isn't it just a matter of food? I will handle it.
If you truly can solve it, I, Natalie Guan, will marry you on the spot.
Oh, stop it. You're way too bold. I'll think about it.
You.
Follow me out of the tent to open the warehouse. Distribute instant noodles.
Instant noodles. What is this?
This is a specialty military ration from my hometown. Ordinary people only need 2 packs a day. That's enough to meet daily needs.
Nonsense. Can this stuff even be eaten? I'd rather chew on wood.
General Aryan, you really are thick-headed. You, fetch some hot water.
Go, yes. This stuff is supposed to be military rations? And it's all yellow and gross looking. Even dogs wouldn't eat it. I, Aryan Wei, would rather starve to death, or eat a straw sonda, than touch this garbage. Delicious.
Master Li's instant noodles, even my grandma says they're great.
This stuff is surprisingly fragrant.
Prime Minister, let's try it on the spot.
This.
How is it, Prime Minister?
Even if it's food from immortals, I'm afraid it wouldn't be better than this.
Impossible, Prime Minister. It's delicious.
Natalie, give it a try. After you try it, let's hold our wedding ceremony.
It does smell good. But my father said, I can only marry someone who can defeat him.
Who is your esteemed father?
Marquis Alexander.
If you don't want to marry, then don't. Who could possibly defeat Second Master?
But my father has passed away. However, if someone can defeat Uncle Paul, that works too.
Just eat your food.
Hey, brew 10 more packs. Use a bucket to brew them. Conrad Lin, you've got some skills. You're a good cook.
Prime Minister, this instant noodle, I've got plenty on my truck. Distribute them to the soldiers.
I bow to you, Conrad.
Please, no need. This is my duty.
Conrad Lin, you have contributed greatly by providing food supplies. Ronan Jiang and Natalie Guan are now at your command. The heavy camp forces under them are also entrusted to you. From now on, you are the captain of the heavy camp. Do you accept this responsibility?
Prime Minister, he's just a cook. Why entrust this to him? I don't agree.
I am a proud warrior of my family. How can I lower myself to serve under a mere cook? He doesn't deserve it.
This is my decision.
Prime Minister. Conrad Lin is just a noodle cooking chef. Can he really take on the role of a general?
His arms aren't even as thick as mine. He's as weak as a chicken, making him my superior? Impossible.
I understand the process of winning over the troops. Just say it. What are we competing in?
Let's have a javelin throwing contest from a distance. Whoever misses will be relegated to the rank of a common.
Father, according to reports from the frontline scouts, the West Kingfolk army camp is in turmoil. A heart-wrenching cry was heard. It is suspected that Javon Kong is unwell.
Good. Heaven is truly on my side. Quickly, help me don my armor. Relay orders to the median cavalry, and let them assemble a detachment force. Join me in launching a surprise attack on the West Kingfolk army. Investigate the situation regarding Javon.
Yes, sir.
What a mighty general.
Conrad Lin, I know the Chancellor admires you. But when it comes to martial skills, you are not worthy. Stick to being a physician and a cook. Don't dream of becoming a captain.
Ronan Jiang, let's end this here today. Conrad Lin is also a hero of the West Kingfolk. Do not embarrass him.
So, the Chancellor looks down on me now?
Hey, Conrad Lin, the Chancellor is giving you a way out, and you're not taking it? Don't fail to recognize kindness.
A true man's ambition is like the Yangtze River rushing eastward to the sea. I, Conrad Lin, am no ordinary healer. I am a formidable hero in a chaotic world. Come on, move the halberd of Fang Tian further away. 500 paces.
What? Conrad Lin, do not speak recklessly. Even Alan couldn't shoot beyond 500 steps, let alone hit a small branch on a halberd.
I'll ask you one more time. As long as the small branch is gone, that's enough, right?
And if it is, so what? Stop pretending.
Come on, show you.
What is this? Are you trying to make bamboo rice?
Chancellor, watch carefully.
Conrad Lin. The halberd is so far away you can't even see it. How will you aim?
There's no need to aim. As long as the direction is accurate, that's enough. As my squad leader used to say, when desperate, weave through. When capable, unleash firepower.
What just happened?
Look quickly, everyone. The small branch is gone.
Forget about the small branch being gone, the entire halberd is blown away.
This thing truly feels like the thunder god descending to earth. Conrad Lin, you. Who exactly are you?
Chancellor. This is thunder magic.
Thunder magic. So it's a Taoist technique. No wonder it's so powerful.
He actually defeated Ronan Jiang.
Mr. Lin is truly a divine being.
So I lost. I am subdued.
General Ronan Jiang, please rise. This is merely relying on some minor Taoist tricks. Chancellor, since I won, and General Ronan Jiang acknowledges me, from now on, I will be the captain of the heavy camp.
Very well. Pass my command. Appoint Conrad Lin as captain of the heavy camp. Ronan Jiang and Natalie Guan as the left and right deputy generals. Follow Conrad Lin's orders.
I am willing to let all the soldiers under my command, and follow your directives.
It's just sorcery. I won't accept it.
Father. Chancellor, Russell leads 3,000 median cavalry in a surprise attack on the West Kingfolk Army's left-wing vanguard. Our forces are in grave danger.
This time during the northern campaign. Russell has been guarding the pass without engaging in battle. Why did he suddenly lead the median cavalry to launch a surprise attack on our West Kingfolk camp?
Could it be that the Prime Minister was critically ill earlier, causing unrest in the army, and Russell couldn't hold back anymore, so he sent someone to test the waters?
Makes sense, if I were to die. The West Kingfolk army would certainly panic. This is also the critical opportunity Russell must seize to secure victory.
Prime Minister, Natalie requests to fight. I will capture Russell on the battlefield and eradicate the Åland traitors.
The median cavalry is the elite force of the North Åland army. Swift as the wind. Our West Kingfolk army consists mostly of infantry. How can you capture them? Besides, your direct superior is Conrad Lin.
Prime Minister.
Previously, to reinforce the Yesha front lines, our West Kingfolk elite forces were all deployed elsewhere. We assumed that Russell would not engage in battle anytime soon. But today, he acted completely out of character, catching my West Kingfolk army completely off guard.
I just escaped the tiger's den, only to enter the dragon's lair.
Everyone, don't worry. Everything will be handled by my heavy camp.
Your heavy camp? The heavy camp is the weakest unit in the West Kingfolk army. They usually only handle transporting supplies. What kind of combat power could they possibly have?
Prime Minister, rest assured, when the two armies clash later, leave everything to me.
I thank you.
Natalie, Ronan Jiang, follow me.
Captain Conrad, this heavy camp truly has absolutely no combat capability. They're all just lazy soldiers. You're overestimating them.
They have no will to fight. I have my ways. What a good the reserve camp. No wonder the Prime Minister lost 5 times in his 5 northern expeditions.
These people are hopeless. Conrad Lin is done for. I'll take this chance to request to leave Conrad Lin from the Prime Minister.
Everyone, stop what you're doing for a moment. I am the new Captain Conrad Lin. I'll say it again. I am the new Captain Conrad Lin. From now on, no matter how big or small the matter is in this camp, report it to me.
Captain Conrad, when's mealtime? I'm starving. Ha ha ha.
That's right, I'm here to serve you your meals. And I'm also here to be your benefactor. You. Tell me, why did you join the army?
F for the money.
And you?
Me? I joined so I could have enough to eat.
All right. Raise this flag. A reward of 10 taels of silver.
General.
Soldier Noah has done well raising the flag. A reward of 10 taels of silver.
For me? Thank you, General.
For the one who polishes my treasured blade, the reward is 50 taels of silver.
Get out of here. General,
Soldier Chingfeng, for polishing the blade well. The reward is 50 taels of silver.
Ha ha. Thank you, General.
General.
Don't rush, don't rush. Whoever uses this blade first, to kill a North Alland prisoner, will be rewarded with 500 taels of silver.
500 taels. Kill. General.
Excellent, excellent. Soldier Damien has performed valiantly in battle. A reward of 500 taels of silver.
Ha ha ha. We will follow the General's lead.
From now on, my words are military orders. My rules are military law. If I order you to seize the flag, you must seize the flag. If I order you to slay the enemy general, you must slay the general. If I order you to lead the charge, and anyone dares to retreat a single step, they will end up like this flag. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
The Han and the rebels cannot coexist. The royal cause cannot be confined to one corner. The great campaign to reclaim West Kingfolk and march north cannot succeed without all of you.
We swear to follow the general to the death.
Destroy North Alland.
From now on, you are not allowed to call me general. Call me sir.
Yes, sir.
Ronan Jiang, go to the main military camp, and bring out the new weapons I've prepared for everyone. Also, distribute this month's military pay to the brothers.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This Conrad Lin, who looks frail and easy to bully, actually knows how to command troops. Hey, didn't expect you to have some skills.
You're too kind. I call this pre-battle mobilization.
Stay close to me on the battlefield later. As your subordinate, protecting you, sir, is my responsibility.
No wonder you're the descendant of the god of war. Hey, when we're free, let's hold a ceremony.
Beat Uncle Paul first, then we'll talk. Let me make it clear to you in advance. I can assist you. But you have to promise me one thing.
What is it?
After the Northern campaign is successful, I want you to promise me to launch a blitz against Sun Mao, that scoundrel, and take that brat's life, to avenge my father's murder.
The Second Lord's revenge must be taken. So you have a favor to ask of me. Then it depends on General Natalie's performance.
What kind of performance?
Give me a kiss, and I'll agree.
You scoundrel, I'll kill you.
Russell is here.
Where?
Oh, General Natalie, are you serious? Oh no, this.
All troops, prepare for battle. The North Alland army has been spotted.
Ha ha ha. It seems Javan is dead. Otherwise, the attack wouldn't have gone so smoothly. Destiny is on my side. Destiny is on my side.
Russell, you wretch. How have you been?
Javan, you're still alive?
The great cause of West Kingfolk remains unfinished. How could I just drift away?
Good. In that case, let me send you on your way.
If the North Alland army enters the city, with Russell's intelligence, he will surely realize that the West Kingfolk army is now severely weakened. The entire army is in grave danger.
Prime Minister, I believe it's time to play the zither. Let's perform the empty city stratagem.
Conrad Lin, are you trying to imitate the old empty city stratagem? That old fox Russell fell for it once. Would he fall for it a second time?
Why don't you just manage your heavy camp properly? What's with all these random ideas?
What do you know? As long as the Prime Minister plays the zither, the matter will be settled.
Shut up. I think you're a spy sent by North Alland. You actually dare to suggest using the empty city stratagem to remind that old fox Russell to attack our city? Fortunately, I was born perceptive and saw through your scheme.
Aryan Wei, put down your blade. He's my officer.
Little girl, you haven't let me down.
Stand down.
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister. What is your decision?
Bring me the zither. I trust Conrad Lin. Why not perform the empty city stratagem once more? I entrusted Conrad Lin with the nation's affairs. I'm counting on you.
Prime Minister, you mustn't.
A warrior dies for the one who understands him. I will not disappoint the Prime Minister. Give me 3 minutes.
Conrad Lin, do not betray the Prime Minister's trust.
Ha ha ha. Singing the empty city stratagem with me again? Soldiers, Javan is at his wit's end. Follow me into the city. Attack! It's over. West Kingfolk's army is finished. Russell has entered the city.
Father, please retreat quickly. Your son will cover your rear. Father!
Prime Minister, Natalie is willing to fight to the death. Come with me.
Attack!
Northumberland scoundrels, come at me if you dare.
And us too. Ridiculous. Truly worthy of being men of West Kingfolk. Attack!
Attack!
The heavy camp. For the Chancellor. Kill.
Father! The soldiers have done their best. Let's retreat.
Aye, since the entrusted guardianship in White Emperor City. 5 northern expeditions and 6 campaigns to Mount Qi. This failure. I cannot face the people of West Kingfolk.
Kill.
The only way to atone for the sins of the late emperor is to commit suicide.
Father!
Since you're here, don't leave. 2nd Battalion Commander, where's your Italian cannon? Close the city gates. Beat the dog.
Father, this?
What are you afraid of? Just a few words from Javan's lackeys, and you're this scared?
Father! Look quickly!
Could it be that Conrad Lin is the turning point? Kid, what are these things?
These are special weapons from my hometown. Once these are unleashed, the heavens and earth will tremble in fear. All livestock will perish.
If it's truly so mighty, why didn't you use it earlier?
Of course, it's so that we can kill them when they enter the city.
Naive child, don't think a few words can deceive me.
Yes, 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 yes. You don't believe me? Come over here.
Do you think pulling out something that looks like a child's toy can trick us into retreat, like the old empty fort stratagem?
Not scare into retreat, but blow to death.
Is this your plan? Bluffing? Do you think this is worthy of the Chancellor's trust?
No. I really do mean to blow him up. You don't believe me?
Foolishness. Russell is incredibly cunning, and he has brought a large army. How could a trick like this possibly work?
It's not about that, fraud. It's about that explosion.
No need for more words. What fraud or no fraud, West Kingfolk today is doomed.
Achieving greatness starts today. Attack!
2nd Battalion Commander. Fire the cannon.
Launch.
Fire the cannon. Fire the cannon.
What is this thing?
Father, is it the heavens that wish to destroy Northumberland?
Since when did Javan acquire such divine weapons? Why were our Northumberland scouts completely unaware? Should we consider retreating? If we can gather our forces and break through together, there might still be a chance for survival. No. If we consolidate our forces, a single catastrophic strike could bring us all to ruin.
My lord. Yong and Liang regions can now be pacified. The Central Plains can finally be pacified. West Kingfolk can now be revitalized.
Heaven is on our side. Those North Allen scoundrels. At last, they meet their doom today.
Everyone, take a look. How do you like my Italian cannon?
Impressive, truly impressive.
If it weren't for the Prime Minister playing the zither, and everyone fighting so fiercely, this cannon of mine wouldn't have had this opportunity.
Conrad Lin truly has such wisdom and divine weaponry.
Sigh.
Father, this place is dangerous. Let's leave.
There's no need to struggle anymore. It's already a dead end now. Since Russell was born, why was Javan Kong born as well?
Father.
I, as the commander, permit you to lay down your weapons. Raise both hands high. Surrender to the West Kingfolk army.
Father, what about you?
Yes, Commander, what about you? I am the Grand Commander. A general dies on the battlefield, returning home with wrapped in horsehide. I am willing to die alongside the commander.
I am willing to die alongside the commander.
Fire, quickly, fire.
General, our ammunition and gunpowder have been soaked by the rain. It's raining. It's raining.
It hasn't rained in Winding Dragon Mountain for 9 whole months. Why is it pouring today?
Life still lingers. Median cavalry. Break out with me.
Kill.
North Allen scoundrels, where do you think you're running?
Natalie, don't chase desperate foes.
I've been campaigning north for 10 years. 6 expeditions to Qishan. And today, I finally forced Russell into a corner, but this heavy rain saved him and ruined me.
Father, there's always tomorrow. We'll have another chance.
This isn't good. I've fallen into a trap.
Wounded and still daring to charge in alone? Capture her.
I am the daughter of Marquis Alexander. Come and fight.
Kill.
Stop.
Another one coming to die?
Brenton, don't rush. Venturing deep alone, you've got guts.
You all are nothing but defeated remnants. Why would I fear you?
Ha ha ha. Do you even know, all the men around me are elites?
Every single one of them can take on 10 by themselves. Otherwise, why do you think Natalie Guan was captured?
Conrad Lin, leave now. Don't worry about me.
If I leave, I'll take you with me. I still need to marry you and enter the bridal chamber.
If you want her to leave, that's not entirely impossible. I quite admire the things you've created, as long as you agree to serve North Allen for me. I can grant you a lifetime of wealth and glory. Moreover, I can make you a man of the highest rank.
Really?
Naturally. My father's words don't lie to you.
West Kingfolk is the true orthodoxy, and you rebels want my assistance? Dream on, you fools.
That's not up to you.
If it weren't for you, today's outcome would still be uncertain. I won't make things difficult for you, a life for a life. You come, and she leaves.
If you've got the guts, kill me. The Guan family's descendants do not fear death.
The wise adapt to the times. I advise you to let her go now. Otherwise, once I unleash the divine sword, it will be too late for anything.
HMPH. Have you read too many supernatural tales? Divine sword, really?
Take them down.
The divine sword strikes.
What kind of sorcery is this?
I told you, it's the divine sword. Russell, surrender now.
Father, our North Orland is doomed.
Retreat.
North Allen dog, don't you dare run.
Natalie, stop right there.
You possess such a divine weapon, why aren't you pursuing them?
I'm running low on bullets. I only loaded 1 truck of them. Once the magazines are empty, these weapons are nothing but scrap metal. Look, we're just a group of exhausted and battered soldiers. If we chase after Russell, we'll just be offering our heads for him to chop off.
Brenton's martial skills surpass mine. The median cavalry are all exceptional fighters. And you're injured as well.
Such a golden opportunity. Are we really going to let it slip away?
Don't worry, there will be another chance. Next time, don't act so recklessly. If you get captured, I'll have to rescue you again.
I just want the northern expedition to succeed, so we can attack East Princewich more swiftly.
I never expected the obsession in Natalie's heart to be so deep.
What about Russell? Was he executed today?
Russell, I'm afraid this time, he managed to escape with his life again.
Prime Minister, Russell was shot once, there's no need to worry. North Holland has retreated its troops. Prime Minister, swiftly take Wuwei, and choose a day to march on Basester.
Conrad Lin. You just said Russell was injured.
I, along with the officers and soldiers of the heavy camp, led the troops in pursuit. Russell's left arm was wounded, and he fled like a wolf.
Good.
Prime Minister, no need to worry. Take the medicine first.
Thank you.
Russell isn't dead yet, so what's there to brag about?
Enough. That was still Conrad Lin's achievement, and you have no right to criticize.
Since when did you become one of his men?
Aryan Wei. Russell is already quite old now. At the very least, with his injuries, he won't have the energy to deal with us anymore.
Prime Minister. Although the median cavalry wasn't completely annihilated today, they still suffered heavy losses. We should immediately reclaim the lost territory.
Pass down the order. The entire army is to advance and station 30 miles ahead.
Understood.
Father, I swear that one day I will capture that Conrad Lin. I will skin him and tear his tendons. Only then will the hatred in my heart from today be resolved.
This man appeared out of nowhere. Quite unexpectedly. Why have we never heard of such a great general in West Kingfolk until now?
He is just a rural bumpkin. In my opinion, he's just a bit lucky. Who knows where he got all these strange things from?
Report. Commander-in-Chief, a letter has arrived from the capital, Melvin. Read it. News has arrived from the capital, saying, Ronan Deng and his son, Ahmed Deng, have led a detachment to secretly cross Yinping, and are heading straight for capital. His Majesty has ordered the commander to hold off the main forces of West Kingfolk's army at the front lines. Under no circumstances should the opponent become aware. Alright. If Ronan Deng's surprise attack succeeds, West Kingfolk will be in grave danger.
Merely holding off West Kingfolk's forces at the front lines is a piece of cake.
Javan. Your grand northern campaign. You'll never achieve it in this lifetime. Coleman Chow, you scoundrel. If you've got guts, come out. Fight me for 300 rounds, you coward. General. That Aryan Wei shouted insults loudly, almost cursing all 18 generations of our North Holland ancestors.
West Kingfolk is full of nothing but scoundrels.
You spineless rats, come out of the city and face me to fight for 300 rounds. You bunch of fools.
Aryan Wei, why are you so disrespectful toward my lord?
Russell. Stop pretending to be loyal and righteous. You deceived the Emperor, and you killed my father and brothers. I wish I could flay your skin and eat your flesh. Do you dare to come out and face me in battle?
Fool, stop dreaming. We are guarding this place tightly. There's absolutely no chance for you to exploit.
These North Holland dogs are utterly shameless.
Where is Russell? An old friend invites he. Why not meet on the battlefield?
Or is it that this Russell, after I struck his left arm, has died from his wounds?
Sorry to disappoint you. Ha ha ha. Javan, why provoke me into fighting? Even if I were to dance here, I wouldn't give you the slightest chance.
Russell, do you care so little about that old face of yours?
Ha ha ha. Javan, how's my dance? This outfit is still the one you gave me as a gift to challenge me before. Ha ha ha. Chancellor, how dare Russell insult us like this? General Aryan is willing to lead 3,000 elite troops and charge into the North Holland camp. Chancellor.
The army must not move. This is a provocation tactic, meant to lure us into attacking first.
The late Emperor's great cause was only halfway achieved before his untimely demise. Now the world is divided into three.
Russell. How dare you mock us like this today? Javan. If we refuse to fight the enemy, what will you do then?
Russell. Are you that eager to start dancing? Are you too afraid to face us head-on the battlefield?
While Russell drags things out, we in West Kingfolk cannot afford to delay. Our capital in West Kingfolk is now defenseless. If the northern campaign drags on for too long, unrest may arise in the rear. Russell. Truly worthy of being called a cunning villain.
Prime Minister, rest assured, I have a plan that will surely make that old Russell so furious he'll lose his composure. It will force Northumberland to go to war.
You think you can do it? Even the Prime Minister couldn't handle it. And you dare to boast such big words?
Conrad Lin, matters of the battlefield, don't recklessly force things. Military orders leave no room for mercy.
Trust me.
Humph. And what if you fail?
If I fail, I'll give you my head. Ronan Jiang, lead the soldiers, bring out the equipment I instructed you about earlier. I'll give everyone a surprise.
Yes, sir.
Russell, the old scoundrel, shall I add a dance tune just—
Conrad Lin, it's not too late for you to abandon the dark and embrace the light.
In front of me, you're nothing but a pack of pitiful, lost dogs. Why don't you keep dancing now? If you amuse me enough, I might just reward you with some leftover scraps.
Ha ha ha, brave warrior, are you inviting me? You sought me thrice at my humble abode. How could I not respond with loyalty? Conrad Lin, stop adding fuel to the fire. Do you even know that ever since the Prime Minister saw Russell dancing last time, his health has been declining? Now, every time Russell dances, the Prime Minister—
Conrad Lin, the Prime Minister's inner fire burns intensely. If this kind of stimulation continues, I'm afraid his health will only grow weaker.
It's fine. Conrad Lin, do as you please. Don't worry about me.
Prime Minister, just give me one more minute. Russell, keep the music going, keep dancing.
Father, just now, I saw Xaun was already coughing up blood. It seems that last time, you traumatized him psychologically.
Russell has quite the moves.
I am but a commoner, who once tilled the fields in Nanyang. Conrad Lin, quickly tell Russell to stop. If something happens to the Prime Minister, how could you possibly take responsibility?
2nd Battalion Commander, why haven't you presented the performance we prepared for Russell?
Yes, sir.
This is
a battle between two armies, where attacking the mind comes first.
Conrad, what kind of sorcery have you used to dare insult my father like—
How could the commander's image appear up there?
How did this come to be so tantalizing?
Russell, I must say, your dance moves are quite impressive. Might as well lend you a hand. Ronan Jiang, keep playing it.
Yes.
Ha ha ha. Conrad, I swear I won't rest until I kill you. Father. Father.
Ha ha ha, good, Russell, even you have such a day, ha 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 ha.
Chancellor Russell, what graceful dance move.
Wonderful. All retaliation return, that shameless Russell.
Conrad Lin, you actually have such means to humiliate Russell. Just now, I was reckless, ha ha ha, how satisfying.
Conrad Lin, could it be that you are truly sent by the heavens, as a divine being to save West Kingfolk? With him around, perhaps my father's revenge can be fulfilled.
Do you still think now that I am adding fuel to the fire?
A true man should be open and upright. I was offensive just now.
Father. 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 Conrad Lin.
Brenton, since you dare not open the gates and fight, why not surrender quickly? I will spare your life.
How dare you insult my father like this? Come out and face your death.
If you want to harm Conrad Lin, you'll have to get through me first.
This is bad. Natalie might can't beat Brenton.
Brenton, who has always been known in Northumberland for his unmatched prowess leading armies. If anything happens to Natalie, how will I ever explain it to her late father?
Natalie Guan, come back immediately. I'll take the fight from here.
Everyone, don't worry. I've already carefully reworked Natalie's the Azure Dragon Crescent Blade. Brenton is definitely not a match for him in one round.
Conrad Lin, don't overestimate yourself. This is a matter of martial skill. Aryan Wei would certainly not make the wrong judgment.
Everyone, in 3 seconds, you will all see.
Conrad Lin, how can you be so heartless to the soldiers, under your command?
3.
Natalie.
General Brenton, Brenton.
What eternally crowned among the armies? I have killed you.
Defeated.
The general has been defeated.
Retreat quickly.
Your Highness, run faster.
Charge with me.
Brothers, charge.
Kill.
Anyone who captures Russell will be rewarded 1,000 gold coins. The one in the pink robe is Russell. Capture him for me. The one with white hair, that's him. The one with the short beard, capture him for me.
If the late Emperor's spirit is watching from the heavens, he must see the scene.
Ha ha ha, who would have thought that Brenton, known as North Allen's bravest general, couldn't even last one round against Natalie Guan?
Perhaps the key lies with Conrad Lin. He once claimed he would modify Natalie's Green Dragon Crescent Blade.
Conrad, such remarkable skill.
West King Call's capital is just ahead. Everyone, come with me. Capture Ryder Liu alive, and you shall be granted the title of Marquis in 10,000 households.
You're back. Was that scoundrel Russell executed?
The Prime Minister, North Alland Camp, came to assist Russell, and he managed to escape.
Prime Minister, although be that as it may, today in the camp, Brenton was executed on the spot. It's like cutting off one of Russell's arms. In the future, when we face North Alland again, we can take our time and plan carefully. Surely, Russell won't escape death in the end.
That makes sense. This time, we truly relied on your brilliant strategy. Otherwise, that scoundrel Russell would have been even more arrogant.
Natalie Guan, today you were so fierce. With just one strike, you took down Brenton. That is your achievement.
Indeed.
Ever since last time, when Natalie encountered danger during the pursuit, I added electric power to this blade using a lithium battery. With such a divine weapon, whether man or god, nothing stands in its way.
Conrad. Today you deserve credit for defeating the enemy. Is there any reward you desire?
Prime Minister. Once the Grand Northern Expedition succeeds, may I take Natalie Guan with me to launch a swift strike against that cowardly Sun Mao?
Conrad Lin, you.
I once said that if given the chance, I would surely save you.
I approve of this matter. Furthermore, you and the heavy camp are all promoted by 1 rank.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong. An urgent message delivered by carrier pigeon. West Kingfolk's capital has been attacked. Smoke signals rise in all directions. It seems rebel forces intend to harm His Majesty.
What?
Your Majesty. The enemy has attacked.
Didn't the Prime Minister lead the Grand Army for the Northern Expedition? Why is the North Alland Army mysteriously appearing within the capital?
This North Alland army is simply ghostly and unpredictable. I heard it's Ronan Deng leading the assault again. Your Majesty, we must flee quickly.
Run. Run, otherwise, West Kingfolk will be doomed.
Prime Minister, oh Prime Minister. Run quickly! How could there be chaotic troops suddenly appearing in the capital of West Kingfolk? Where on earth did they come from?
Chancellor, there's no time to lose. Please give the order for me to lead the soldiers, and rush back to the capital to protect His Majesty.
You are so frail. A long-distance raid would completely drain your strength. How can you talk about returning to aid His Majesty? I think it's better if I go instead.
Do you even realize that the capital is over 1,000 miles from here?
Of course, I know.
Such a distance is not something ordinary people can cover quickly. Without the red hair horse, no one could possibly make it to the capital in time.
But West Kingfolk, not everyone, can handle the red hair horse.
Prime Minister, let me go back to assist. Even if it costs my life, I must rescue His Majesty.
If you can't do it, does that mean the mandate of heaven truly doesn't belong to West Kingfolk?
Everyone, don't worry. Leave it to me. It's just over 1,000 miles. Just over 1,000 miles. Why would I need the red hair horse? I have a divine artifact, 1,000 times better than the red hair horse.
Conrad Lin. Can you really do it?
Prime Minister, you'll see.
What is this?
I call it a motorcycle. It requires no provisions. And traveling 1,000 miles at night is as easy as reaching into a bag. A piece of cake.
Conrad Lin, where is Ronan Jiang?
This mission to rescue the capital is of utmost importance. The Chancellor has placed all his hopes on us. To ensure nothing goes wrong, I have made other arrangements for Ronan Jiang.
Conrad Lin, the operation must guarantee His Majesty's safety. West Kingfolk cannot be without His Majesty.
Rest assured, Chancellor, we will ride with all speed, and we will surely make it back in time to rescue His Majesty.
I never imagined. Your steed could cover 1,000 miles in a day. His Majesty should be safe now.
If only I had one as well, what would a mere red hair be to me?
Chancellor, await my triumphant return.
Father, the scouts have reported back. Rider Lu has escaped the palace. If we set an ambush here, we can surely capture him alive.
Truly unexpected. The internal defenses of West Kingfolk's capital are this weak.
Father, conquering West Kingfolk is this easy. Why bother, like that old scoundrel Russell, engaging in a standoff with West Kingfolk's main forces at the border?
Once we capture Rider Liu alive, we return to Northumberland, and the prospect of being granted a marquis title is within reach. Haha. They're here. Capture Rider Liu alive. Rewards for whoever catches him.
Northumberland troops.
There's chaos in the city, Natalie, hold on to me. Let's go.
Haha. Truly, travel far and wide looking for Stin, only to find it easily.
How did you bypass the Prime Minister and launch a surprise attack on the capital? Such dishonorable tactics.
Haha. War is the art of deception. What would a useless fool like you understand? Without Javin, you're nothing but a nobody.
Don't come any closer.
Your Majesty, what should we do?
Prime Minister isn't here. How would I know?
The heavens are unjust. The heavens are unjust.
Kneel and beg for mercy, all of you.
Your Majesty, surrender. As long as the Green Hills remain, there will always be wood to burn. Your Majesty.
Please, Your Majesty, think of our lives. We are all loyal subjects of West Kingfolk.
Exactly, exactly. Surrender, surrender. Life is the most important thing.
You traitors. Surrendering so easily. How can you face the late Emperor? We swear to die before yielding.
Stubborn fools.
Your Majesty. Do you wish to test the sharpness of my sword?
Conrad Lin, under the orders of Chancellor Javan Kong, has come to rescue Your Majesty.
My son, my son. How dare you kill my son?
You group of West Kingfolk rebel scoundrels. Killed him? Then so be it.
Everyone, stay alert.
Natalie Guan, and this brave warrior here, you both came right on time.
His Majesty was startled. This is Conrad Lin. He is my superior officer.
Mr. Conrad Lin is truly a divine being, a divine being.
Indeed, indeed. At a critical moment, he saved us from peril. A true man of great virtue.
Indeed.
So, what about our Grand Army? Has our Grand Army retreated as well?
The Grand Army? The soldiers who just charged in with us have all been stopped outside.
What? West Kingfolk is doomed.
Turns out they were just a spent force. How dare they come here? They must have a death wish.
If the city falls, then I shall die with it. Jade may be shattered, but its purity cannot be changed. Bamboo may be burned, but it cannot lose its integrity. Even in death, I would rather be immortalized in history books.
Natalie, it's too early to say such things. I alone can stand against thousands of troops. These mere Northumberland scoundrels are nothing more than fish in a barrel.
Guards. Whoever brings me this madman's head will be promoted to Centurion.
Thank you, General.
Beyond 7 steps, the spear strikes swiftly. Within 7 steps, the spear is both swift and precise.
A flash of lightning, and they all fall.
Drop your weapon, and I will spare your life.
You want to kill me? Do you know that my 5,000 elite soldiers of Northumberland have already surrounded you outside the city, with just one command from me? You will all die under a flurry of blades.
5,000? When I stood before Russell's army, I regarded 100,000 soldiers of Chow as mere grass. A mere 5,000? What is there to fear? Besides, I have borrowed the West Wind.
The West Wind?
Are you trying to imitate Javin? And use the West Wine to burn me down? I think you're scared out of your wits, spouting nonsense.
The West Wind? Why am I unaware of this?
How dare you, Conrad Lin? Do you dare to deceive General Ronan Deng? Where do you place us and the Emperor's life in all this?
hurry up and kneel before General Ronan Dang's army to beg for mercy. 5,000 soldiers, how can we possibly stand against them? We welcome the general. I surrender. I only hope General Ronan Dang will treat me kindly in the future.
How could you all be so sycophantic to these North Allan scoundrels?
Conrad Lin, kneel already. Don't let it be because of you that we lose our lives. Otherwise, I won't hesitate to cut you into pieces.
Just a mere Ronan Dang, and you're all scared out of your wits? What a joke.
Conrad Lin, why don't we just listen to David Huang? I think David Huang makes sense.
Ryder Liu.
I'm out of patience. Blow the horn. Troops outside the city, attack.
Oh, Conrad Lin, why don't you just beg for mercy already?
What's the rush? West Wind will be here soon.
Call in the officer. West Wind calibration complete. Strike preparation ready.
3 West Wind missiles, rapid fire. Strike immediately, Your Majesty. And all of you, watch closely, this borrowed West Wind. West Wind.
My troops outside the city.
Your Majesty, how do you feel about my West Wind missiles?
Good.
Everyone, follow me and rush to the capital city immediately, to eliminate the rebels.
General, the flag outside our city has fallen.
What? How could this happen? How could this happen?
I'm afraid our 5,000 troops have been completely wiped out. Otherwise, how could there not even be a single soldier left to carry the flag?
You fiend. What kind of West Wind is this, that it could so easily destroy my thousands of troops?
The West Wind missile never misses its target. Forget about your mere 5,000 troops, even 50,000. Under the power of the West Wind, would meet their demise.
The outcome is already determined. Ronan Dang, kneel and surrender.
The heavens do not favor me. Guilty General Ronan Dang. Surrenders.
Surrenders.
General Lin is truly a dragon among men. Indeed, indeed, the army is attacking the city. General Golin, with such ease and composure, resolved the crisis completely. In every gesture and movement, there is not a trace that doesn't exude the demeanor of a divine being.
With General Lin in West King Folk,
the situation is settled.
I was just disrespectful to General Lin, truly unforgivable of me.
A bunch of bootlickers.
I must hurry back to North Orland to report the crushing defeat of Ronan Dang to His Majesty Coleman Cow, so His Majesty can make plans early.
Conrad Lin, Natalie Guan, for their meritorious service in protecting the throne and the nation. Conrad Lin is hereby granted the title of Marquis of Anping. Additionally, Natalie Guan is appointed as the General of West King Folk. She is tasked with overseeing the defense of West King Folk's capital.
Your Majesty, Natalie has no desire to serve as the General of Defense. Natalie still needs to join Conrad Lin and quickly head to the front line to assist the Chancellor in the Northern Expedition.
Ah, that's correct. Without Natalie's support on the battlefield, the outcome of the war might remain uncertain. Your Majesty, I also deeply fear that the situation at the front line is dire. Delays could lead to unforeseen changes.
You. Are both of you planning to leave? What about the safety of this capital?
How dare you? In your eyes, which is more important? The Northern Expedition or the safety of the capital?
If the Northern Expedition fails, how can West King Folk ever claim to be secure? Without the fur, how can the skin stay attached?
Your Majesty, I see that Natalie Guan outwardly appears devoted to the Northern Expedition, but in reality, she has feelings for Conrad Lin. That's why she and Conrad Lin are acting in unison, refusing to guard the capital. She wants to advance north together with Conrad Lin.
Natalie, is this true?
Stop spouting nonsense, Conrad Lin. While I may have personal feelings, the Northern campaign is of utmost importance.
I trust you. Let's fight side by side on the battlefield. Your righteousness is something I've witnessed firsthand. Why would you need others to judge it?
Thank you.
Since the two of you have no personal entanglements. Your Majesty, I have a plan that can make Natalie Guan willingly take on the role of the capital's Guardian General.
Hurry, hurry.
You two, come in now.
Greetings, Your Majesty. I have met General Natalie.
Your Majesty. These two are truly outstanding among men in West Kingfolk. If Your Majesty makes Natalie Guan to choose one of them as her husband after General Natalie's wedding, she will undoubtedly dedicate herself wholeheartedly to guarding the capital.
This plan is excellent. Excellent. Ha ha ha. Oh, General Natalie. Why not choose one from Xaun and Simeon, or even take both of them? I will grant you the marriage immediately.
Your Majesty, that won't do. These frivolous and superficial types, how could they ever catch my eye? The two of them together aren't even worth one finger of Conrad Lin. How could they possibly be worthy of being my husband?
Natalie Guan, as a distinguished figure of the court. The fact that His Majesty is choosing a husband for you is an immense blessing. You shouldn't fail to appreciate it.
Besides, these two are exceptionally talented individuals. They are truly extraordinary. In terms of both strategy and martial skills, Conrad Lin doesn't measure up to them in the slightest. General Natalie, don't let your judgment be clouded.
If you like them so much, why don't you marry them?
Since when has there been such a thing as forcing a marriage, just to make General Natalie stay in the capital? Your methods are truly too ruthless.
Natalie Guan, the stability of the nation comes first. Don't prioritize personal feelings over it.
You eunuch, do you believe I won't cut you down?
No, no, no. Natalie, don't be so hasty. Maybe these two are perfect matches for you. Why don't you get to know them better before making a decision?
That's right. I believe I'm a good match for General Natalie.
And so am I.
You two? Fit for her? You're not even worthy to carry her shoes.
The Marquis of Amping, what a big mouth.
Fine, forget it. I won't treat General Natalie unfairly. If that's the case, let the three of them have a competition. If Conrad Lin truly proves to be far superior, then I will no longer bring up the matter of marrying off Natalie Guan. How about that?
Just a mere brute. And yet he dreams of surpassing the carefully chosen talents of West Kingfolk. You too, give General Lin a proper introduction. I am Xaun, a man of modest talent in literature. I wrote poetry at the age of 3, composed lyrics at the age of 5, and to this day, I have yet to meet a rival in poetry and verse.
I am Simeon. Undefeated among the younger generation, throughout the nation of West Kingfolk.
Mere nobodies dare to put on airs in front of me? Fine, during the competition later, the two of you can come at me together. That way, I can make sure you both lose conviction.
How can you compete in both literary and martial arts at the same time? Conrad Lin, what do you mean?
Later, let's duel in the palace. Whoever falls first loses. As for you, while I'm sparring with him, I'll also compose poetry with you. Whoever finishes first wins. What do you two think?
Arrogant. Truly arrogant. I hope that later, when you're kneeling and begging for mercy, you'll still be this arrogant.
Even the legendary poet immortal of old could only compose poetry in 7 steps. And you, a mere brute, dare to dream of fighting and composing poetry at the same time. Utterly ignorant. Completely clueless.
Are you admitting defeat before the fight even begins?
Your Majesty, this cannot be allowed. How could there be anyone in this world who can excel in both literary and martial arts, and multitask like that?
Don't worry, I won't let you marry him. This is the quickest way.
You've truly made me laugh at your foolishness, since you're so eager to seek your own doom. The two of you, prepare to fight.
Yes.
Yes.
Blades and swords have no eyes. You better be careful later.
Ambitions higher than the sky, yet a life as fragile as paper. That describes a nobody like you. Back in the day, Simeon Zhang's battle record was an undefeated streak of 18 victories. He never lost. He became a hero in our army. Ha ha ha.
Ordinary groups of 10 or 8 men couldn't even get close to Simeon Zhong. I fear your Conrad Lin, in front of Simeon Zhong, won't last even a single strike. Ha 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 ha.
You frogs in a well, how could you comprehend my skills? If you can last 10 seconds later, I'll respect you as a real man.
What is this?
Just bluffing. It's just a unique and slightly ugly stick. What's there to fear?
Simeon, you're absolutely right. Throughout history, the stranger the weapon, the quicker its wielder meets their end. I doubt he could last even one move against you.
You reek of sour arrogance. What do you know?
I think you're simply overestimating yourself. Simeon alone is more than enough to defeat you. Why even you comparing poetry with me? Could it be that you're lacking in talent, seeking your own doom?
You're overthinking it. My talent overflows, like a river. The 300 Tang poems, did you think I memorized them in school for nothing?
Such arrogant words from this guy. Just wait until you're defeated later. Let's see how you'll handle the embarrassment.
All of you, shut up. I believe in him. If Conrad Lin truly cannot win, then I certainly won't marry either.
Alright, enough already. Stop arguing. Since that's the case, let's clear the arena, and let this duel officially begin. Begin. Dying under this sword of mine would be an honor for you.
Where's your poem?
Composing poetry naturally requires some careful thought.
What a joke. Composing poetry needs careful thought.
HMPH.
If you won't start, I will.
Come fight.
Zhao guests flaunt their silk ribbons, Wu swords gleam like frost and snow, silver saddles shine on white horses, galloping like shooting stars. Killing a man in 10 steps, traveling 1,000 miles without stopping.
Such poetic verses.
Oh my.
He really is reciting poetry while fighting.
Once the matter is done, I shake off my robe, hiding my name and self deeply.
All troops, listen to my command. Retreat to base Esther. No matter what. Avoid battle at all costs.
Yes.
Dispatch an urgent messenger to inform His Majesty about Ronan Deng's defeat in the surprise attack.
Yes.
Javan, you country bumpkin, I don't believe you can break into my base Esther city.
Ha ha ha, General Conrad Lin, you are truly the pillar of our West Kingfolk nation.
Your Majesty, this Simeon Zhang's defeat is already sealed. As for you, Xaun, have you finished your poem?
After hearing the quatrain recited by the gentleman just now, how could I have the face to show off my inferior skills before him?
Both literary and martial, Conrad Lin is truly my perfect match.
In the past, the poet immortal could compose a poem in 7 steps, but what is that worth? Conrad Lin managed to create an eternal quatrain within just 3 moves. He is truly divine.
We all underestimated him. No wonder the always proud Natalie Guan is so deeply enamored with him.
Useless fools. And to think I even vouched for you too, before His Majesty to let you decide the outcome. What use are the two of you? Get out.
Even if you gathered all the scholars of West Kingfolk before Conrad Lin, they might not match his talent alone.
Then the matter of Natalie Guan's marriage proposal shall be settled.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, this must not happen. If Natalie Guan and Conrad Lin were to go to the frontier, who would defend the capital? We would be in grave danger.
This matter is simple. I have a plan.
Speak it, quickly. Speak.
His Majesty leads the campaign personally, accompanying us on the northern expedition, revive West Kingfolk, and return to the old capital.
No. I shall also go on the northern expedition.
They actually let His Majesty join the northern expedition with the army.
His Majesty has been frail since childhood. He is extremely valuable person. How could he possibly endure the hardship of this northern expedition?
Conrad Lin, will His Majesty really agree to join us in the northern expedition?
Don't worry, leave it to me.
How dare you, Conrad Lin? You dare to defy the hierarchy? His Majesty is of noble status. How could he possibly go to the front lines and go on a northern expedition with you?
Like father, like son. Your Majesty, don't you wish to restore the glory of your father's generation?
That's right. I may be just a woman, but I can charge in and out of the battlefield 7 times over, striking fear into the hearts of the enemy. Restoring the glory of our forefathers is a duty we cannot shirk, Your Majesty.
Let me think about it. If I were to truly join the northern campaign, perhaps the Prime Minister would see me in a better light.
But I really don't want to go to the battlefield. Your Majesty must not go. Conrad Lin, West Kingfolk has launched several unsuccessful northern expeditions. The world knows that West Kingfolk is weak, and now you dare to suggest taking His Majesty on a northern expedition. Are you planning to use the battlefield, with Russell and his son present, to harm His Majesty?
Exactly. Northumberland is strong. Taking His Majesty on a northern expedition is absolutely unacceptable.
Who says Northumberland is powerful? The tide of the battle has already turned. Russell even spat blood on the front line. As for his son, Brenton, he was beheaded by Natalie Guan on the battlefield. West Kingfolk's unification is unstoppable.
That's right. The battle situation is promising. Conrad Lin deserves the highest credit.
Haha, Conrad Lin. To deceive His Majesty into going to war with you. You're even spouting such nonsense. Brenton possesses extraordinary combat skills, and commands tens of thousands of troops. How did General Natalie manage to slay him?
Moreover, Russell is deeply scheming. How could he have spat blood on the front line? Why don't you just say you destroyed Northumberland too?
Who dares to doubt my sir? Brenton's head is right here. If anyone still doesn't believe it, feel free to step forward and examine this head yourself.
It's real. It truly is Brenton's head.
I didn't expect Conrad Lin under the Chancellor's command, yet he achieved such military accomplishments.
Oh my. If my late father has a spirit in heaven, seeing this scene, he would surely feel proud of me. HMPH, this northern expedition, what would I dare not face?
Your Majesty, swords and blades have no eyes. What if you get hurt? Ryder Lu goes to northern expedition. How will I continue to throw my weight around in the palace?
You despicable eunuch, are you still trying to mislead His Majesty?
David Huang's words seem to make some sense.
Rest assured, Your Majesty. On the battlefield of the northern expedition, I naturally have a divine artifact to make your majesty invulnerable to blades and spears, impervious to water and fire. Safety is guaranteed.
Really?
Your Majesty, don't be deceived by this scoundrel. If he truly had a divine artifact, why didn't he use it before, but only mentions it now?
Who says I didn't have it? I've always carried this divine artifact with me.
Where is it then? If you truly have such a divine artifact, why can't we see it?
Conrad is still too young. How could he say such nonsense?
However, if such a divine artifact truly exists, then His Majesty should launch a northern expedition.
This divine artifact is indeed on me.
On you. Conrad Lin. How come I've never seen you with such a divine artifact? Chainmail armor. No, I don't have it.
Someone does. That, I only discovered it, while organizing supplies. I set one aside for you too. I'll give it to you tonight.
Haha, even Natalie Guan by your side doesn't know about this. What are you boasting about here?
Talking more is useless. I'll demonstrate, and you'll understand. Natalie, in a moment, take that, triple impact bow and shoot at my chest. Let them be convinced. Only then can His Majesty feel at ease, to lead the army northward.
No way. The triple impact bow is strong enough to pierce rocks and shatter hearts. Are you saying this thing can withstand it?
Just do as I say. Don't worry, I'm absolutely confident.
I can't do it.
Ah, fine. Conrad Lin, there's no need to push yourself like this.
Ronan Jiang, you do it.
Yes.
Hurry up.
Sir, I trust you.
Ah, Conrad Lin. Absolutely not.
Ronan Jiang, stop. Are you okay? Are you hurt? Don't overdo it.
Conrad Lin. Are you alright?
Just 3 arrows. Against my divine weapon, they're nothing more than the power of marbles.
Truly a divine weapon. Sir, it's good that you're unharmed.
You? What kind of demon are you?
Demon? If I were a demon, why would I have risked my life, to save you from Ronan Deng's blade?
This.
Are you really unharmed? If something had truly happened to you, what would we have done?
Rest assured, the power of my divine weapon is unmatched in the world.
Alright, I believe you.
Everyone, what do you think of this?
It's beyond comprehension to think such a divine weapon exists.
With such a divine weapon in His Majesty's possession, what is there to fear on the battlefield?
Indeed.
Very well. Prepare the divine weapon for me. Send the order. I, Ryder Liu, ruler of West Kingfolk, will personally lead the campaign. We march north immediately.
No, Your Majesty, you mustn't.
Enough. Don't say another word. My decision is final. Yair, spies from East Princewich report that Ryder Liu is traveling incognito, accompanying the army to the northern expedition battlefield. If we set up a deadly ambush on his inevitable route and take out Ryder Liu, then we, East Princewich, can easily swallow up West Kingfolk and attack North Orland. Your Majesty! Ha ha ha. As expected, you're as clever as I am. I've already arranged for people to set up a banquet trap to eliminate Ryder Liu and his group. Ha 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 ha. Russell is determined to hold Basester City this time. He wants to exhaust our West Kingfolk army. Could it be that this northern expedition will end here?
Prime Minister. It's not a solution to keep failing to capture Basester. If I lead the Death Battalion and charge in directly, disregarding life or death, I am sure West Kingfolk can take Basester City.
Aryan Wei, when will you ever change your arrogant ways?
Prime Minister. After Conrad Lin defeated Ronan Deng's army, His Majesty was overjoyed and particularly inspired. He decided to join Conrad Lin in the northern expedition. They are already halfway through their journey.
If His Majesty arrives personally, the morale of the 3 armies will soar. Basester City may not be impossible to conquer.
Natalie, I find this place somewhat suspicious. Stay alert.
Should we inform His Majesty in advance, so he can prepare early?
No, we cannot. If someone finds out ahead of time, it'll alert the enemy. That would be troublesome.
Alright, I don't fully understand the intricacies of these plans. I'll follow your lead.
Don't worry. How could there be any reason to guard against thieves every single day in this world?
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, Your Majesty.
What's happening up ahead?
I am Aiden, a humble commoner. I meet Your Majesty today is like being bathed in the warmth of spring. I specially request Your Majesty to grant me an audience for a moment.
My family has already prepared at our residence fine wine, delicious food, and beautiful women. I invite Your Majesty to rest at our residence.
These two don't look like decent people at all.
I never expected such a wonderful thing to happen. The people of West Kingfolk are so simple and honest.
Your Majesty, I find these two rather suspicious. Allow me to investigate them. Where are you two from?
We are villagers, from Zhang family village nearby.
Villagers, huh? How could mere villagers know about His Majesty passing through here?
Your Majesty personally accompanies the army on the expedition. The whole world knows about it. Besides, this is the necessary route for the northern campaign. We've been waiting here for a long time. Marquis Anping, you're overthinking it. These are all my people from West Kingfolk. How could they pose any threat to me?
Exactly. I think you're being overly cautious. With such timidity, you still dare to dream of a northern campaign.
Your Majesty, but these two really seem quite suspicious.
If you ask me, just execute them all, blocking the army's march. Even 10 lives wouldn't be enough to spare them.
Your Majesty, spare us. Your Majesty. Oh, no, that won't do. If word of this spreads, what would happen to my reputation? Indeed. Where is this Zhong residence located? Your Majesty, it's just over there. Oh dear. Conrad Lin, order the entire army to follow me to the Zhong residence. Hey, Conrad Lin, Natalie, Ronin Jiang, where are they?
The Zhang household servants said this place is too narrow. It can't accommodate so many people.
His Majesty is actually indulging in entertainment. Why call so many troops here? I have a young daughter. She's skilled in singing, dancing, and swordplay. How about calling her in to entertain His Majesty for a while? Hee. Wonderful, wonderful. Quickly, quickly. All right, my babe, come in. Her sword dance is the best in the 10-mile radius.
But don't get within 3 feet of His Majesty.
Ah, Conrad Lin. There's no need for that. Come, beauty, dance, dance, dance. Beauty, what are you?
How could this happen?
How dare you attempt to harm His Majesty in front of me? Luckily, His Majesty has a divine artifact protecting him.
Thank goodness. Luckily, there is the divine artifact.
It's all you who have to fight. You've caused me to become displaced and homeless. Why do you deserve to live?
How dare you, Dancer? Not only did you attempt to assassinate His Majesty, but you even dare to blame him.
Displaced and homeless? Isn't she your daughter?
Even a goddaughter is still a daughter. To think she failed in her assassination attempt, there's no need to keep up the charade anymore.
Today, I'll send you all to your graves.
I'm afraid you'll be disappointed this time. I saw through your ruse long ago. Did you think I came unprepared?
Everyone, rise with me. Slay the vile traitor, Rider Lu. Alas, my life is over.
Conrad Lin, why aren't you? Quickly take us to surrender. Perhaps there's still a sliver of hope for survival.
If you all know what's best for you, I might consider sparing your lives.
But I've never been one to know what's best.
Conrad, you.
Then there's nothing more to say. I will kill you all.
Do you know, whether it was Emperor Gaozu or the late Emperor Rider Lu, they both walked away unharmed from the feast at Hongmen, because the Lu family is destined by the heavens. His Majesty is no exception.
What is this?
Impossible. Before entering the manor, I instructed the house servants to search for weapons. How did you manage to smuggle this in?
This is a secret weapon crafted by the Lin family. How could mere house servants recognize it?
Shameless scoundrel, you actually dared to deceive my house servants.
Sigh. It's just a means of survival, that's all. I advise you, kneel down immediately, lay down your weapons, and surrender.
Ha ha ha, naive. How do you know I don't have a backup plan? Turning the tide between us is hardly difficult.
Smash the cup as a signal. After all these years, you're still using this old trick? Truly speechless.
Conrad Lin, what should we do, Conrad Lin?
I surrender. I surrender first. Don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
A petty man is not worth scheming with.
A wise man adapts to the times. You'd better be like them. Surrender early. Let me tie you up and take credit in East Princewich.
Conrad Lin, you better surrender quickly. Do you really want His Majesty to die at your hands?
Eunuch, shut your mouth. Rest assured, Your Majesty. I already have a foolproof plan.
You are like a turtle in a jar. Even if you have incredible skills, escape is impossible.
Old man, do you recognize this?
Ha ha ha. Lin's special creation, thunder and fire daily.
As long as I detonate this thunderfire bomb right now, none of you will be left with a whole body. So, what do you say? Do you want to join me on a journey to the underworld?
Madman. Aren't you afraid of blowing yourself up?
I, Conrad Lin, have never feared life or death.
Hold him down. What can thunderfire bombs do? There's a lot of us. Sacrificing oneself for justice, let it be today. Capture Conrad Lin, and it'll be a great achievement.
With that little money you gave us, you still expect us to risk our lives for you?
You.
Bro, you've got a conscience. How about this? Put down the knife. Since you haven't acted yet, I'll forgive you.
Ah, you've saved my life again. Truly a divine being. Cowards who cling to life and fear death. Aren't you afraid of being mocked by the world?
Hey, using your own words, a wise man knows when to adapt. Bro, hurry and leave.
Conrad Lin, I'm here to help you. Take this strike of mine. Where is the ambush?
Right here.
Your Majesty, I was so scared just now. It's such a relief to see you're all right.
Be careful, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty. Help, help.
Conrad Lin, this grenade.
Don't worry, Your Majesty. This grenade won't explode. That eunuch is too timid. I'll train him a bit.
West Kingfolk having Conrad Lin is like having the entire world.
Your Majesty. As for the journey to the north, Your Majesty can entrust everything to me. Pass down the order. Launch the northern campaign. Deploy the troops immediately.
Yes, sir.
No matter how West Kingfolk provokes us, do not engage in battle. Defending the city is the priority.
Understood.
Javan, this city of Basester is the ancient capital of the old dynasty. How could it possibly fall to you? Ah.
Chancellor, the soldiers are utterly exhausted. Let us retreat.
Indeed, Chancellor, it's not that Aryan Wei lacks courage. It's just that this city of Basester is easy to defend and hard to attack. Even with an army of 100,000, it would be difficult to breach its walls.
Could this truly be the will of heaven?
Chancellor, let us retreat. Brothers, the men can't hold on any longer.
Chancellor, the troops are now demoralized, and complaints are mounting. I'm afraid there's a risk of mutiny.
Chancellor, you must decide quickly.
We cannot. His Majesty is here in person. Who dares to retreat?
Prime Minister, I have come. Prime Minister, Your Majesty.
Please forgive me, Prime Minister. I make decisions without authorization. I did not notify anyone. And brought Your Majesty directly into the camp.
Ha ha ha. It's alright, it's alright. With His Majesty here in person, the entire army is invigorated. This is a great opportunity to defeat the enemy.
Prime Minister, you are being too optimistic. The soldiers have long lost their morale. They're just waiting to retreat.
Yes, Prime Minister, please give the order to retreat. We're all ready to return to the capital.
Your Majesty, you have come too late.
Prime Minister. We cannot retreat.
Conrad Lin, do not block the retreat. This is an irreversible situation.
Conrad Lin, the timing, the terrain, and the unity of people, I have none of these on my side. At this moment, retreating is, for us, the most optimal choice.
Conrad, perhaps we should heed their advice. After all, they have been here for quite some time.
Your Majesty, Prime Minister, I once dealt a heavy blow to Russell. Now, I will surely be able to take Basester.
Conrad Lin, I know you harbor great ambitions, but when facing tens of thousands of troops, you must not act recklessly.
That method you used to provoke him, we already tried it long ago, but that old scoundrel Russell is already used to it. It's useless.
He refuses to engage in battle. He keeps hiding, inside the impenetrable city of Basester.
If that old scoundrel Russell could lose to me once, he can naturally lose to me a second time.
Ah, just you?
Aryan Wei, don't be so arrogant. Conrad Lin is resourceful and wise. How can you mock him so easily?
Natalie. While Conrad Lin has indeed contributed with his strategies, this city of Basester, even I have no solution for it. Conrad Lin, don't speak recklessly. Look, even the Chancellor says so.
3 days. Within 3 days, I will take Basester.
The soldiers' morale is low. If we continue to push them to attack, there might be a risk of mutiny.
Who needs them for a siege? Within 3 days, without losing a single soldier, I will surely take this Basester city. Otherwise, you may take my head.
Conrad Lin, you shouldn't say such things.
This is a military camp. In the army, words are not to be taken lightly.
Conrad Lin, take back what you said. Considering your complete lack of understanding of Basester, I'll pretend you didn't say that.
Yes, Conrad Lin.
Prime Minister. Since I dared to say this, I must have confidence to take Basester.
Ignorant boy. This mighty city is as solid as a fortress. Even leading a grand army, I couldn't take it. And you think you alone can capture Basester? What sheer delusion.
Conrad Lin, you'll regret this.
In the past, Kaysen was defeated and executed. Conrad Lin, I hope you won't follow in their footsteps.
Rest assured, Prime Minister. Capturing Basester, I am fully prepared. I, Conrad Lin, am willing to make a military vow.
Prime Minister, I am also willing to join Conrad Lin in making this military vow.
Don't act recklessly. Natalie, absolutely not. You are your uncle's only daughter. By all means, you must not act rashly.
I believe in him. Besides,
Forget it, since Natalie is so supportive of you. Then you may choose any troops in the army. Capture Basester within 3 days.
Prime Minister, let the soldiers rest. I have my own way. I will capture Basester without losing a single soldier.
Are you sure you don't need troops?
I am sure. Someone, bring me all the instant noodles from...
I'm afraid even the meals of nobles and royalty wouldn't be as good as this.
Lee, what is this? How can it smell so divine? Let me have a taste.
If you want to eat, go to the quartermaster. There's plenty to get there.
Really? We can actually get such fine food now? In the past, we couldn't even get steamed cakes.
I heard it's from that new young general from West King Folk, Conrad Lin. He feels Basester is too hard to conquer, and wants to negotiate a truce with us. This is his gift of truce to North Holland.
I'm going to get some right now.
It smells amazing.
Delicious.
This Conrad kid, what exactly is he planning, to think he'd send such fine supplies?
Commander, this food has already been tested. No poison, no drugs. Excellent, excellent. It's already been distributed, for all the soldiers to eat. The morale of our Northumberland army is soaring.
Conrad Lin sent over the supplies. This will only make Basester City easier to defend and harder to attack. What exactly is he trying to do?
Commander, why think so much? Since he delivered the food to us, then just eat it.
This is already the second day, since instant noodles were gifted to the Northumberland army, right?
yes. It's said that the morale of the Northumberland army has greatly increased.
Damn Conrad Lin.
Aryan Way. What madness is this?
Aryan Way, don't be reckless.
You're aiding the enemy. Are you currying favor with Russell, to make it easier to surrender?
Do I, Conrad Lin, appear this way in your eyes?
People's hearts are hidden behind their ribs. Who knows what you're really thinking? If you were under me, I'd take your head to offer it as a sacrifice to the flag.
How can a sparrow understand the ambitions of a dove? Do you really think just because it's packaged, I haven't opened it?
Conrad Lin, could it be that there's some drug hidden in this? Adding drugs to the grain is indeed a possibility.
Do you think that old scoundrel Russell is stupid? Wouldn't he check whether it's drugged or not?
The Prime Minister's words are correct. I did indeed consider adding drugs.
Ha ha ha, Conrad Lin, you truly are foolish. If drugs were added, that old scoundrel Russell would have abandoned it long ago. Why would he still accept the instant noodles afterward?
It's true. Now, no matter how much we send, that old scoundrel Russell will accept it all without hesitation.
Conrad Lin, I think you're aiding the enemy. You deserve to die.
My drug is tasteless and odorless. No one can detect it. Just wait and see.
What is this?
I don't know. Toss it. Toss it.
Conrad Lin, this is already the last day. Can you really take Basester without losing a single soldier?
Naturally.
If you can truly take Basester, then those East Princewich rats.
Don't worry. After the attack on Northumberland, we will crush East Princewich. My father-in-law's blood debt will be repaid in blood. Let's go. Follow me to battle. Russell, you scoundrel. How do you find my instant noodles?
Ha ha ha, Conrad Lin, if you truly wish to come to Northumberland, why go through the trouble of sending noodles? If you abandon the darkness for the light, I'll directly appoint you as the frontline general.
Commander, you flatter me.
Conrad Lin, you are truly the disgrace of West Kingfolk.
But since the commander thinks so highly of me, how about I present you with a grand gift?
Ha 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 ha, fair enough, fair enough. What kind of grand gift are you offering this time?
How about gifting the commander a scene of flowers in full bloom?
What kind of flowers?
Of course, fireworks.
What exploded? What happened? Commander, the city gate has fallen. Conrad Lin, what did you do?
Base Esther has been breached.
Why are there explosions all over Base Esther? Commander Russell, it's the instant noodles sent by Conrad Lin. There was a small black box hidden inside. Somehow, it exploded, useless fool. Didn't you say you had inspected it? Didn't you assure me there was nothing to worry about? I have no idea, Commander. Commander Russell, we should flee quickly. Base Esther has fallen. Commander Russell, let's escape quickly. Ah.
Conrad Lin, what kind of medicine did you put in this noodle? How could it have such power?
Base Esther City, impenetrable by water, unburnable by fire, a century-old ancient city, it was actually breached by Conrad Lin's instant noodles.
Didn't I already tell you? I added something to the instant noodles.
What did you add to make it so powerful?
Of course, gunpowder. Commonly known as TNT. It may just look like a harmless little box. How could someone as dim-witted as Russell possibly see through my divine weapon? Fortunately, these bombs have arrived as well. Otherwise, taking Base Esther would really have taken some effort.
Heaven is unjust. Why do you seek to destroy me? Ha ha ha.
Base Esther has fallen. All troops, follow me to attack.
Chancellor, Conrad Lin, the city has surrendered, and the surviving North Allen soldiers are all gathered here.
What about Russell?
Commander, the commander is missing. He might have perished in the recent explosion.
No, that's not right. I saw the commander, disguised in civilian clothing. He might have escaped.
You!
General, I have provided critical intelligence. Please spare my life. Russell is cunning and deceptive. Capturing him is indeed unrealistic.
He might escape for now, but he can't run forever. I refuse to believe that in the future, when we conquer North Alland, he won't show up.
Conrad Lin, capturing Base Esther this time is already a great fortune. There's no need to ask for too much.
Natalie, deliver the message to His Majesty. Base Esther has fallen. We should welcome His Majesty to take residence in the royal palace. Revive the whirlwind of West Kingfolk, starting today.
Yes.
Destiny has finally favored West Kingfolk. Conrad Lin, you truly are a man blessed by the heavens. Prime Minister, please. Your Majesty, please.
I, Conrad Lin, congratulate Your Majesty on entering Base Esther. It is indeed the destiny of West Kingfolk.
It is indeed the destiny of West Kingfolk.
Oh, Father, if your spirit watches over us from above, seeing this moment, you must surely feel proud of me. Ha ha ha. Your Majesty, that's only natural. Prime Minister, if not for your merits in the Northern Campaign, how could I have the virtue or ability to ascend to this throne? Come, you should experience this as well. You be Your Majesty, there is a distinction between ruler and minister. This is unacceptable.
Your Majesty, absolutely do not act recklessly.
Oh, how foolish. If the Prime Minister becomes the Emperor, wouldn't I still remain the Crown Prince? Ryder, no, this cannot be. Well. Your Majesty, I have already drafted the list of rewards. I will leave the rest to you. West Kingfolk follows the mandate of heaven, enduring for several centuries. This time, we have reclaimed Base Esther. Marquis Conrad Lin should be credited with the greatest merit. Additionally, Arian Wei and Natalie Guan can be awarded second honors.
Conrad Lin, you hold the highest merit.
It's all thanks to the Prime Minister's generosity.
Conrad, the Prime Minister says, what reward do you wish for? You may speak boldly.
Your Majesty, I have no other requests. I only ask Your Majesty to move the capital to Base Esther. Establish the capital there.
Your Majesty, this must not be done.
I, Conrad Lin, humbly request Your Majesty to immediately move the capital to Base Esther. This is the destined capital of West Kingfolk.
Chancellor. Your Majesty, you have grown up. Just take it for yourself. Conrad Lin, why do you insist on having me move the capital to Base Esther? We just captured this city, and our foundation here is not yet stable. Besides, Base Esther has just endured the ravages of war. How can it compare to the living conditions of the current capital? The matter of moving the capital, wouldn't this be too much of a burden for us?
Your Majesty, perhaps Conrad Lin is testing you. If Your Majesty concedes, truly moving the capital there, wouldn't that mean watching Conrad Lin grow even more powerful?
Silence. In this court, how does a eunuch like you have the right to speak? I trust Conrad Lin.
Well said. You have the same spirit as me when it comes to scolding eunuchs. Your Majesty, I support moving the capital there. And this is because of 4 phrases.
Oh. Which 4?
To establish a heart for heaven and earth, to establish a destiny for the people, to inherit the lost teachings of the sages, to create peace for all generations.
I never expected Conrad Lin to have such a grand vision. Truly admirable.
Since the time our great ancestor raised his 3-foot sword, and conquered the world, the capital was moved to Basester. That marked the beginning of West Kingfolk. If you refuse to move the capital to Basester, are you among those who forget their roots?
Fine. Indeed. The great ancestor's vision should be carried out by me. Relocate the capital to Basester immediately. Yes. Your Majesty, Russell has been defeated. Basester is lost.
What? Russell couldn't even hold Basester. What use is he?
Report. Your Majesty, an envoy from East Princewich has arrived to offer counsel. They say it concerns North Orland, and the matter of forming an alliance with East Princewich.
Oh dear. East Princewich. Escort them to the side hall. I want to meet them personally. Let's go.
West Kingfolk is now a major power. If we in East Princewich do not ally with North Orland, we might also face danger.
Envoy, it's been a while.
I am Elijah's son, greets your Majesty.
What brings the envoy here today?
Has your Majesty received the news? Commander Russell suffered defeat in Basester, and his whereabouts are unknown. West Kingfolk has achieved a great victory.
What? Have you come today to mock us in Northumberland?
Your Majesty, I would never dare. This time, I have come to discuss the matter of an alliance between East Princewich and North Orland.
An alliance requires a token of 100 troops first, to show sincerity.
Very well. We in East Princewich are willing to send 100,000 troops to assist your Majesty in conquering West Kingfolk and defeating Zhang.
Only 100.
200,000.
Deal. Then 200 it is.
Agreed.
Your Majesty, are we deploying troops immediately again?
What? Do you have an objection?
I dare not. It's just that.
MPH. Russell is incapable of handling great responsibilities. He couldn't even fend off a mere northern expedition. If I don't deploy troops now, would make Crider you look down on our Northumberland.
Your Majesty is wise.
Go gather an army of 300,000. Deploy immediately. Launch a lightning strike.
Report. Urgent message. 800 miles in haste. A coalition army of 300,000 from North Orland and East Princewich is attacking our West Kingfolk. North Orland and East Princewich? Haven't they always been at odds? How could they have joined forces to attack our West Kingfolk?
It's likely that North Orland's ruler, Coleman Chow, seeing us repeatedly defeat Russell, and even capturing Basester, fears we will become too powerful on our own. That's probably why they decided to form an alliance.
Not long ago, East Princewich set up a banquet trap to assassinate me, and I let it go. But now they're colluding with the North Orland?
Your Majesty, when soldiers come, we fight. When water floods, we block it. What's there to fear about this mere coalition army, from North Orland and East Princewich?
Do you think this coalition army is made of paper? Such a force of 300,000 troops far surpasses Russell's army back then.
Back when Russell's forces were still insufficient, they could still obstruct our northern expeditions. Now, with this sudden coalition army from North Orland and East Princewich, how are we supposed to defend against them?
If I can defeat the North Orland and the Wu Rats once, naturally I can defeat them twice, or even 3 times.
Conrad Lin, that's an army of 300,000. You shouldn't overestimate yourself.
Overestimate? Not at all. I'm laughing at how weak they are. Facing West Kingfolk, not only do they refuse to surrender, but they even dare to counterattack our army. I will destroy them.
Well said. I, an old man, will join you. At worst, it's just death. Why should I fear them?
Absolutely not. Our West Kingfolk army is already exhausted. We have no large forces left to deploy. We can only gather 200,000 troops at most. How can we stand against the 300,000 coalition forces of North Orland and East Princewich?
A mere 300,000, what's there to fear? I only need 10,000 elite troops, and I can make sure they never return.
How is that possible? No matter how valiant the elite troops are, they can't possibly take on 10 times their number.
Ronan Jiang, bring me the military map I gave you earlier. Hurry.
Sir?
With this map, wiping out East Princewich and North Orland will be as easy as
Conrad Lin, how could there be such a clear, military map? This small piece of paper actually covers such a vast area.
If we could make use of this map, and utilize the terrain wisely, the North Orland and East Liao allied forces would be no match for us.
Agreed.
This map was also found in the supply box. When I first discovered it, I was equally astonished.
Good. Conrad Lin, Prime Minister.
Prime Minister.
Your Majesty. Conrad Lin. For this battle, I appoint you as the Vanguard General. What do you think?
Prime Minister, the role of Vanguard General must go to an experienced commander. Can Conrad Lin handle it?
Conrad Lin's abilities are evident to all, aren't they?
Yes.
Conrad Lin, our West Kingfolk army is dispatching 150,000 troops. You will lead 30,000 to deploy, along with Aryan Wei and others, as your subordinate generals. You also serve as my forward vanguard. Are you willing?
With the Prime Minister's trust, I will strive not to fail.
What does your Majesty think? Whatever the Prime Minister thinks, is what I think. Everything shall be decided by the Prime Minister. Conrad Lin. I know you are not an arrogant man, but one who holds the world in your heart. Now that Basester is secured, you can go without worry.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Deliver my military command. Prepare the troops and horses immediately to confront the East Princewich and North Åland allied forces.
Yes, sir.
Conrad Lin, we have now reached the borders of North Åland. Should we slow down a bit?
Indeed. If our vanguard is too far from the main army, and gets surrounded by the North Åland and East Princewich allied forces, it could be disastrous.
I want to be surrounded. Otherwise, how can we execute a blitzkrieg?
Report. Our troops have discovered traces of the West Kingfolk army. The enemy has not yet detected our movements.
Good, very good. Pass down the orders to the entire army. March in silence. The left and right flank armies should distance themselves from the central forces. Set out immediately. Encircle the West Kingfolk army and annihilate them in one strike. Yes.
General, what a brilliant strategy. Ha ha ha.
Truly, the heavens are on my side, once the encirclement is complete. Even if those West Kingfolk scoundrels possess godlike abilities, he won't escape from my grasp.
Not good. Judging by the smoke signals, we have become a lone army surrounded by North Åland and East Princewich.
Oh, so what?
It's over. This has become an encirclement. I'm afraid we are doomed with no chance of survival.
Javon, Aryan Wei. Long time no see. How have you been? Today, you will all meet your end here.
North Åland scoundrel, step forward and face your death in a duel with your Grandpa Aryan. Do you dare?
Mere brute courage. I am a commander. How could I stoop to your level?
Then you will miss the only chance to defeat our West Kingfolk. I am here, and I can already declare your defeat.
Insolent. So you are that brat Conrad Lin? Arrogant, as expected.
You're the insolent one. If you don't watch your mouth, you might lose your head.
Nothing. If a dog bites you, can you bite a dog back?
I originally thought the one who defeated Russell would be someone extraordinary. I didn't realize it was someone as short-sighted as you.
Haha. My North Åland and East Princewich allied forces, 100,000 infantry, have completely surrounded all of you here. Even if you grow wings, escaping our encirclement will be impossible.
Kill, kill, kill.
Conrad Lin, that's how you lead a soldier? I told you long ago we'd be surrounded, but you insisted on leading us into this trap.
Today, our luck has run out.
Conrad, let's join forces, and there might still be a chance to break through. Don't worry, I won't let you die.
Who said I want to break through? I'm staying right here. I intentionally led them to surround us in this spot. Otherwise, how would I wipe them all out?
You're insane. Against the North Åland and East Princewich allied army, we'll only face total annihilation.
Foolish. Even now, you dare to be so arrogant?
Then let me teach you all a lesson in humility. Kill. Surround them completely.
Left and right heavy infantry, what are you waiting for? Hurry and bring out our southern Gatling Bodhisattva, now. Southern Gatling Bodhisattva, 3,600 rotations per breath. Great compassion to save the world.
What does this mean?
Sigh, what else could it mean? Just think of it as shooting 3,600 bolts per second from a ballista, and that's it.
Enough. If such a divine weapon truly existed, how could we not know about it? I've fought in hundreds of battles, and I've never heard of something so absurd.
General Aryan is right. Do you really think send a few petty soldiers, armed with these ridiculous things, could wipe us all out right here and now? Ha ha ha.
Conrad Lin, I believe in you.
You're still the best.
Flirting on the battlefield? You truly have the mood for it. All troops, attack. Whoever captures Conrad Lin will be granted the title of Marquis and rewarded with 1,000 gold pieces.
You had a path to heaven, but you refused to take it. Now you're forcing your way into the gates of hell.
Kill.
Fire at will. Open fire freely.
What on earth is this thing?
I surrender.
I am willing to surrender.
I am willing to surrender. I surrender.
A wise man knows when to adapt. Smart choice. You just saved your own life.
West Kingfolk possesses such divine weapons. Even if North Åland and East Princewich united with 1,000,000 troops, how could they possibly defeat this?
The fault is not mine. The fault is not mine.
Conrad Lin is beyond what any man can contend with. This defeat in the campaign against West Kingfolk, the fault is not mine.
Reporting, sir. The remaining forces of the Allied army have all surrendered.
Ah, good. This is a great achievement. 300,000 troops from North Åland and East Princewich, so what? In front of me, aren't they just, like mere chickens and dogs?
What do you mean, all of them? That's impossible.
I went through so much trouble luring their vanguard, just to let Ronan Jiang lay down the mines first. Once the mines explode, victory would naturally be within reach.
Truly. Without losing a single soldier. We might even achieve 0 casualties this time, and take down the joint forces of North Åland and East Princewich.
Without the sir, we would have been trapped in a prolonged bitter war, wouldn't we?
Ah, it's all thanks to the brothers' contributions. If it were just me, fighting alone, how could I possibly take down 300,000 North Åland and East Princewich troops? Now that Coleman Chow's invasion has been defeated, you all shall follow me back to the capital, to meet with His Majesty and the Chancellor.
After for the North Åland matter, I can finally seek retribution from East Princewich, for my late father.
Since I was Northern Expedition, this is the first time I has achieved such remarkable results. This is all thanks to Conrad Lin's efforts.
Prime Minister, do not inflate the arrogance of such individuals.
Silence. Conrad Lin's achievements were witnessed by all of us. How dare a despicable eunuch like you meddle?
Your Majesty, in my humble opinion, we should swiftly gather our forces, and take advantage of North Åland's internal vulnerability. Launch a full-scale campaign against North Åland immediately. Reclaim the territory of West Kingfolk for us.
Your Majesty, in my opinion, Conrad Lin's strategy should be implemented without delay. Very well.
Attack North Åland, restore West Kingfolk.
Attack North Åland, restore West Kingfolk.
Bad news. Your Highness, there is news from the border troops. Simeon Chow is dead.
What?
Grand Commander Russell took advantage of Emperor Koma to seize the throne and usurp power. Now, the forces in Simeon Chow's base area have already been renamed.
Russell's rebellion.
As expected, back when the Russell family usurped the Yuan dynasty, it was bound to happen eventually.
What I said is absolutely true.
Your Majesty, this man Russell has schemed to such an extent. He took advantage of others' misfortune to subvert Simeon Chow. That scoundrel Russell deserves to be punished.
Your Majesty, now that the new Russell dynasty has just been established, it is at its most vulnerable. Why not strike at its weak spot and immediately deploy troops to attack the new Russell dynasty and achieve the unification of West Kingfolk?
Issue the order to march. Launch an attack on the new Russell dynasty.
Yes.
We came with great momentum this time. I suppose that Russell, the old thief, must already be panicking.
Despite all of Russell's calculations, he could never have anticipated the bravery of our army in this campaign.
Ah, speaking of which, there's also Slade Chow, who deserves much credit for this.
Russell, the scoundrel, I wish I could tear his flesh, drink his blood. I implore you to fulfill this wish of mine.
Ah, it's doable, it's doable.
My Yuan dynasty, I fear, is doomed, Conrad.
Why did you launch a surprise attack on my Yuan dynasty? Have you no sense of justice? Withdraw at once, and I might spare your life.
Traitors and rebels, do you even deserve to speak to me of justice? Our arrival here is to restore justice in West Kingfolk, to eliminate your Yuan dynasty, and, moreover, to avenge Simeon Chow, and rescue the former emperor, Henry Yun.
Russell, the treacherous villain. I want this entire world to belong to West Kingfolks. The land.
Then let us fight to the bitter end. Do you think this is something you can easily conquer? Today, I will annihilate your entire army.
Come, let Russell, the old scoundrel, see our strength.
This. Such a divine weapon, how is it that only Conrad Lin can bring it forth? The heavens are unfair.
Conrad, do you think this will stop us? I don't believe it.
Silence. Ha ha ha, Conrad Lin. General Lin, earlier, my son was a bit reckless. Please, do not take offense.
Who would have thought you would be so perceptive today?
General Lin, the world has suffered under the Chow family for too long. I merely followed the will of the people, and thus changed the dynasty to the Russell line. Now that the Heavenly Lord has arrived, my Yuan dynasty should naturally submit to West Kingfolk.
Father, you.
Silence. Have you forgotten the divine power of this object?
Russell, you wretch, as I see it. Leaving your Yuan dynasty and the Sima clan intact is unacceptable. I must see the Sima family, utterly destroyed today.
Russell, you old scoundrel. I will kill you.
Russell, if you surrender to West King folk, leaving you a small piece of land, is not entirely out of the question.
Calvin Fay, why would you say such a thing? Who told you to speak like that?
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
Conrad Lin, Calvin Fay's plan is actually not bad. War. It's so dangerous.
Your Majesty.
Are you serious?
A ruler's words are not to be taken lightly.
Fine. I, Russell, swear by the Luo River, that I will never betray West King folk in this life.
Your Majesty. That scoundrel Russell is full of schemes. His words cannot be trusted.
Indeed, if Russell were trustworthy, then how could Simeon Cao have been wiped out by him in an instant?
All of this is part of the court's plans. What would you crude military men know?
That scoundrel Russell swears by the Luo River, but he will surely rebel. Do you understand? In the past life, Russell, because of the oath by the Luo River, became a disgrace for all eternity. How could I not know Russell's temperament?
It's absolutely impossible. In the past, Emperor Guangwu Xiu's oath by the Luo River is still praised by the people to this day. But as for the current, Your Majesty is once again making the oath of Lo Sui with Russell, just like Your Majesty's ancestors, through the ages.
Indeed, Conrad, my mind is made up. There's no need to say more.
Russell will surely rebel.
If Russell takes the oath of Lo Sui and still rebels, I'll even acknowledge you as my father.
Conrad. I don't understand these political schemes, but I trust you. Whatever you say, I'll follow.
I never expected Natalie to be my true confidant. Be prepared.
Good.
Father.
Is the dagger hidden inside the surrender document? Ryder Lu is timidly. He's not capable of anything. Calvin Fay is overly ambitious. The fake surrender will definitely succeed. At that time, I will seize the opportunity to strike. Emulate Dong Zhuo. Hold the Emperor hostage. Ha ha ha.
His Majesty is here.
Father. If your spirit in heaven could witness today, surely you would praise me, wouldn't you?
Your Majesty, I, Russell, have learned that there is hope of allegiance to West King folk, and I am overjoyed.
Ha ha. Russell, it seems you do have some insight. Since the auspicious time has arrived, let us begin. Today, I, Calvin Fay, am willing to serve His Majesty, as the guarantor of the Luo oath with Russell. At the same time, I will act as a witness. From this moment, the Yuan dynasty pledges allegiance to West King folk. All forces will gradually transfer under the governance of West King folk's authority, His Majesty's benevolence. Willing to grant the northwest region of Liangju to the Sima clan.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, this is the letter of surrender. Don't move, step back. Step back.
Everyone, stand down.
Ha ha ha. Ryder Lu is incompetent. I shall follow Dong Zhuo's example, as one destined by heaven.
Russell, you are faithless and treacherous. Aren't you afraid of being reviled for eternity?
History is written by the victors. Integrity is the most useless thing.
You are shameless.
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
Conrad Lin, what are you laughing at? Ryder Lu is in my hands. The advantage is now mine.
I'm laughing at you, facing your doom, yet completely unaware.
Ha ha ha. Seize the Emperor to command the lords, understand? Now I am the one doing it. Who dares to defy me? Kneel before me, all of you.
Kneel.
Is that so?
Do you want Ryder Lu to test whether the sword in my hand is sharp or not?
Natalie, it's your turn.
My spear is extremely sharp.
Father.
The Russell's intentions are clear to everyone. Of course, I must. Your Majesty. The Sima family, I have already dealt with them. The Chao family has submitted to West King folk.
General Conrad Lin is truly a genius. You have once again saved my life.
Issue my military order. We shall return to the capital immediately.
Yes, sir.
The history of West King folk has finally been rewritten.
Gentlemen, the world is now divided into three. Simeon Cao's power is immense. It is all thanks to Conrad Lin's wisdom. We should celebrate this monumental change.
Your Majesty overpraises me. This destiny surely belongs to West King folk.
Conrad Lin, you are too modest. Without you, how could your 7 northern expeditions have achieved success? How could Simeon Cao have been defeated?
That's right. Conrad Lin is indeed a divine warrior, sent to aid West King folk in achieving greatness.
In some ways, Natalie has already uncovered the truth.
Ha ha ha. Natalie speaks the truth. Conrad, I am getting old. I wish to entrust the position of Chancellor to you. Would you accept it?
Chancellor, what virtue or ability does Conrad Lin possess to succeed you as Chancellor?
Conrad, with your abilities, you are more than capable of assuming the position of Chancellor.
If the Chancellor expects me to take over your position, I have an unreasonable request. I wish to lead the army eastward to attack Wu. Once East Princewich is conquered and destroyed, I will assume the position of Chancellor.
I think that is feasible.
Those East Princewich scoundrels reside to the east, right beside our bed. How can we allow others to sleep soundly there? East Princewich must be destroyed.
If we march eastward, how many troops will the court grant you?
Not many are needed. 30,000 elite soldiers will suffice. Once East Princewich is destroyed and the realm unified, wouldn't that be delightful?
Ah, truly the vigor of youth. I'll give you 50,000 elite cavalry. What does your majesty think? I fully entrust the decision to the Chancellor. 50,000 elite troops. Excellent, excellent.
Thank you, your majesty. Thank you, Chancellor. Natalie, as I've said before, if the opportunity arises, I will surely assist you in striking down those East Princewich swiftly.
Hmm.
The East Princewich is not worth mentioning. Besides, if East Princewich is not destroyed, how can I honor my late father-in-law's spirit in heaven?
If my late father knew in the afterlife, he would surely be overjoyed to have a son-in-law as capable as you.
Sir, ahead lies the capital city of East Princewich, Jianye. If our army quickens its march, we can storm the palace by tomorrow, and take the life of that Elijah son.
This eastward campaign, I truly did not expect. The greatest contributor would be you, a defector from East Princewich.
Aha. Sir, you jest. This success is entirely thanks to your brilliant strategies and your keen judgment of character.
These East Princewich scoundrels, as the rumors say, surrender at the slightest opportunity.
My late father once said, East Princewich is full of cowards. I didn't expect that after all these years, it would still be the same.
Natalie. When East Princewich falls, that will be the day of our grand wedding. What do you think? Deliver my order, accelerate the march. The time to achieve glory is...
Everyone, this Conrad Lin, have any of you looked into him?
Your Majesty, I've heard that Conrad Lin is nothing more than a child who curries favor with Javon Kong.
I've heard a little as well. It's said that he relied on Natalie Guan's connections to get some minor position in West Kingfolk. Foolish. That Conrad Lin, if he's truly as you all say, then how did Russell end up defeated?
Russell must have been careless. If it were me facing him, that Conrad Lin would surely have no chance of survival.
Enough. Discussing with the likes of you is no different from playing music to a cow. However, I do have a plan. Would you care to hear it in detail? Your Majesty, please speak. What if we surrendered? Absolutely not.
Coleman Chow has his principles, and we in East Princewich have our pride.
Better to die than to surrender.
Your Majesty. Your Majesty. Conrad Lin shows no honor. He launched a surprise attack on Jianye. The city has already been breached. He's now stormed into the palace.
What is there to fear? If Conrad Lin truly breaks into the capital, I will personally send him on his way.
Really?
Conrad Lin.
Since you see me coming, why do you not bow?
Your Majesty, you audacious scoundrel, upon seeing His Majesty, why do you not kneel? Shut up, you, now that we've arrived here. Can't you sense that East Princewich has already fallen? Traitor!
I originally thought this would be a hard-fought battle, but I never expected your warriors to surrender without a fight. I truly didn't expect it, so much so that I didn't bring a single soldier, and directly stormed into your inner palace.
Conrad, don't you dare underestimate us, the heroes of Jiangdong.
Right now, we outnumber you, and yet you are so arrogant, daring to come here alone. Aren't you afraid that we'll join forces and kill you here?
Come kill me, then.
Everyone, follow me and slay this traitor. To repay our nation.
This.
Has he always been this brave?
He really dares to charge forward. He's a real man.
Damn. You, what kind of weapon is that?
You only need to know one thing. It's a weapon for killing.
Why don't you all just surrender? Or do you wish to follow in the footsteps of Lu Shu? I surrender. I beg General Lin to show mercy and spare my life. Your Majesty, we were just about to fight to the death. Why did you surrender first? Shut up. Don't you dare try to drag me down with you. Besides, if you were truly brave, why didn't I see you out there fighting the enemy earlier? We surrender. We surrender.
Father, East Prince Witch has fallen. Did you see that?
Your Majesty, don't lose your kingly dignity later. This moment will be recorded in history. Everything shall follow the Chancellor's guidance.
I, Conrad Lin, accompanied by Coleman Chow and Elijah Sun, enters the hall. Greetings, Your Majesty.
Minister Coleman Cow greets your majesty.
Haha, Minister Elijah Sun greets your majesty. Rise, rise. Thank you, your majesty. The late emperor knew I was prudent. Therefore, before his passing, he entrusted me with great responsibilities. After receiving this mandate, I have sighed day and night. I'm afraid the honor of the late emperor will be tarnished if I don't do a good job. Now the world has finally been united under the Riverlands. I am overwhelmed with joy. Chancellor, you have worked hard. Conrad Lin. From this day forth, you shall serve as Prime Minister.
Your trust. I will do my utmost.
I also entrust Natalie to you. There's no time like the present. Today, you shall be wed.
Thank you, Chancellor.
Stop right there.
Someday, either you or I will die. Russell is here.
Where?
Oh no, General Natalie, you're serious.
Take this strike from me.
Over here.
Conrad Lin. Hey.
At a time like this, you're still calling me Conrad Lin?
Honey.
My dear, the night is long. I'm here to keep you company.